his face when she just said this town that no one had ever heard of.
Literally, oh my
She's
gosh, it was
lovely.
so funny.
She's lovely. What's your favourite Jodie moment?
I'll be honest with you, I was looking at these set photos in Liverpool of her. No, I tell you what, there was a moment where she was speaking to this disabled Doctor Who fan, and he was just so lovely. This was filming for Series 12, I think it was in Gloucester, at Gloucester Cathedral. She went up to this guy, she was so nice to him. She was just so nice and, like, welcoming. It's just like, that's what the Doctor is, you know. She just really is the Doctor. But so there was a guy, when they were, like, Jodie was just being all nice, all like that, and then they were, like, ready to film, and then, some guy drove past, saw that Doctor Who was filming, and excuse the language, anybody who's watching, but he shouted...
Should I do a beep?
I mean...
Nah, you said the F word multiple times in this podcast.
Yeah, I have. He drove past, he just went, he shouted out the window, Doctor Who wankers, which I saw on Twitter, and everybody was like, Whovians is dead now. It's all about Doctor Who wankers. Which I'm still sticking with Whovian, because it sounds awesome.
You don't want to be known as a Doctor Who wanker?
No.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, that's something that exists. And then, basically, that night with the Doctor Who wankers, they were filming, and it seemed like Dan the Man, finally was like, yeah, sure, I'll join the TARDIS team. And then he was like, phew. But what's strange is that the backdrop in the TARDIS, which had, like, the photo of the interior, was upside down. So,
oh, interesting. I mean, it's dead easy. It's dead easy to just comp out the foreground.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know why it was upside down, but it was. It might have been because, like, it was better for the lighting. Possibly. We never know. But that's a thing that existed.
Anyway, we finally have a trailer for the Ninth Doctor versus the Cybermen.
Yes, we're finally getting the Ninth Doctor with the Cybermen.
We are, finally. It's called The Ravagers, which I think is a really cool name.
Does sound cool.
And the synopsis is as follows. You excited? So Christopher Ecclestone's Ninth Doctor will encounter some old friends and foes in the forthcoming volumes of Big Finish's Doctor Who, The Ninth Doctor Adventures. The Ninth Doctor will face off against one of his greatest enemies, the Cybermen, as voiced by Nicholas Briggs. So it's nice that they've got him to come along as well. The final episode of Volume 3, due for release in November, coming up very, very soon. It'll be here before we know it. Features one of the menacing Mondasian monsters on the set of Fritz Lang's celebrated 1927 motion picture Metropolis. So I'm not actually aware of Metropolis as a film. Have you seen Metropolis?
No.
I wonder if it was chosen because it has, like, similar themes at all.
Possibly.
Anyway, the writer, John Dorney, said, I know everyone was very keen for the Ninth Doctor to have an encounter with the Cybermen. Yes, we were. As they were the only Doctor and monster I hadn't written for at Big Finish, I was very keen to be the one to write it. It was a real honour getting to script their meeting, particularly as it gave me the chance to drive into my love for the movies and write a bit of celebrity historical. So that's quite cool. How like he's been wanting to do it for ages, and he finally got the chance to do it. But yes, in Volume 4, which is releasing next year, and this is an interesting one, the Ninth Doctor is going to meet the Brigadier, as played by John Coleshaw, in an adventure that takes the Time Lord to the 5th of 4th. I don't know what that is, but it's probably a classic Who thing that I'm not aware of.
Well, that sounds very, very exciting.
That meme format from Horrible Histories. Oh, that's probably some peasant thing I probably don't know about, or whatever. That's what I'm like. It's probably some classic thing I've never heard of.
Except we are the peasants for not watching Classic Who.
Oh, yeah, we are. Apart from you have some. More than
I've seen some.
Anyway, the Brigadier is an iconic character from the classic series, as you guys all know, whereas the Ninth Doctor arrives at the very forefront of the new series. They may initially seem very different, but there's an interesting connection. Both forthright and deeply decent, they've been through conflict and are still fighting for what's right. It was a privilege to write their first meeting for Big Finish, and that was from the writer of that story, Roy Gill. That's coming out in February 2022. So I think this is going to be my ticket into Big Finish.
It's very, very exciting.
I love Ecclestone. And I love his sort of, you know how he's like dark but light at the same time. But he has like a really nice contrast. He's able to switch really nicely. I'm really interested to see what else or what they can do to expand upon him as a character.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited to have more Ecclestone.
I
from
your end.
Yeah, no, I was quiet for a bit, wasn't I? So I'm really excited to hear more of Ecclestone. I think I might listen to this.
Mm.
Yeah,
it will probably be really good. I mean, it must be good if they manage to convince Ecclestone to come back.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's coming back. I think like the fans will really enjoy it, and I'm sure that he'll get loads of like praise from the fans.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him. Thank you for being a brilliant Dr. Christopher Ecclestone. Thank you for returning, because we've all been wanting this from the moment you left us
from
back in 2005.
2005.
Yeah.
16 years ago. Oh.
Wow.
Speaking about Big Finish, they have won an Audio Award.
Yay, what a Big Finish.
So they won
award.
Best Audio Drama at the Audies 2021 with the 8th Doctor story, Doctor Who Stranded 1.
Wow.
Nicholas Briggs, who we know and love, said it was particularly gratifying that Stranded 1 had received this award. It represents some of the most groundbreaking work produced in our Doctor Who range. I haven't personally listened to it, but anything with Paul McGann is amazing.
Yes.
So it must be very good.
Very much, yeah. Paul McGann is a very, very brilliant man, and he's very, very nice. I would know because I've met him.
If you want to hear that story, go listen to our first episode.
Yes. In other news, from the time that we recorded our last podcast and the time which we are currently recording this podcast, 2 trailers have dropped for James Gunn's new Suicide Squad movie.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited.
So am I. I was not really planning on even being excited about this film, and then I heard James Gunn was directing it, which I thought was awesome, and I was like, cool. And then I saw the one and only Peter Capaldi, our beloved.
Yes, your Stan. Is that the right term?
Yeah, my favourite actor of all time, Peter Capaldi, who plays my all-time favourite Doctor, will be starring in it, playing one of the most iconic DC villains of all time, the Thinker.
I wouldn't quite go that far, but yes, he is iconic. I wouldn't say he's one of the most iconic, but he's an interesting character.
Well, Peter Capaldi's going to make him one of the most iconic.
Yeah, he definitely will. But yeah.
So this is really, really exciting, because if you see on the posters, his name is quite up there when it comes to the way the names are laid out, which means he's one of the top billed
What's that
cast.
Top billed? That's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah. And therefore he will have a good part to play in it. I mean, it seems like he might be some sort of antagonist for the actual Suicide Squad, because there's a scene where they're saying that where they're threatening him, like giving him warnings, like if you do this, we'll kill you. If you do this, we'll kill you. So that's exciting. That was in the Red Band
If
trailer.
you cough without covering your mouth, we will kill you. Which I think is should just go.
There was also a second trailer released quite a few days ago, which at the very start, Peter Capaldi gives one of his iconic monologues. If there is a king of monologues, it's Peter Capaldi. And he
very, very
was
true.
out there, he was like, "Oh, you guys, you're a joke. How does that make you feel?" Like, he was being a therapist to the Suicide Squad, or something like that. I didn't really know, because we still got to watch the film, which I'll definitely be first in line to see Peter Capaldi in that film. So I'm really hecka excited about that. Well done, Peter Capaldi, for landing the role of the Thinker, a great villain in the DC comics. We know that you're going to knock it out of the park, because you never fail. Can't wait to watch you. Yeah. Go you.
So, we asked you guys some questions for us to answer live on the air, even though we're not live. Don't know where this is going. But anyway, so let's jump right into these, shall we?
Shall we just read them, like, from top to bottom?
Yeah, and then I can just cut out the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Caitlin Palmer, 6:30, asked, what is your favourite Doctor Who episode?
Heaven Sent. Your turn.
That was very quick. Come on, you've got to give me some thinking time. We usually count two-parters as one thing on here, don't we? So, Journey's End / Stolen Earth.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. CND Official says, love your work, by the way. Who is better, the Master or Missy?
Well, I mean, they're the same, but I know what they mean.
Yeah.
And personally, I prefer Missy, because Michelle Gomez is my favourite incarnation of the Master. I just love how menacing and funny and evil she is. Next question. Jail Long asks, if you could work in Doctor Who productions, what would you do? For example, actor, director, writer, etc.
Ooh. Well, I think I know what your answer is going to be.
Yeah. Actor.
The Doctor. But you wouldn't want to play a companion?
No. If I was offered the role of companion, I would have to deny it, because my dream role has always been the Doctor. Role you would like to play in the production of Doctor Who?
I would like to be... probably. There's a bunch of areas that I'm interested in. Because, like, I really love behind the scenes. Like, I find it really interesting. But I love watching, like, behind the scenes documentaries, and I love looking at sometimes actors do, like, walk-arounds of sets and talk to different people. I love watching stuff like that. So I'd like to be someone behind the camera rather than in front. So yeah, someone like a producer would be really cool.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Not really sure what a television producer actually does, but I think it's like a project manager. They like make sure everything runs smoothly, don't they?
I think so.
So yeah, something like that would be awesome. Okay, so this is from Insane Hedgehog, very funky name. And the question is, what are your predictions for Series 13? And the second part is, do you think the show will be cancelled like it was in 1989?
So my predictions for Series 13 is that we will dive a lot deeper into the mythology of the timeless child.
Which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, so am I. And I don't think that the show will be put on a hiatus or cancelled anytime soon, because the guy who's currently in charge of the BBC has stated that he is a big fan of the show and he's not planning on ending it anytime soon.
Fair enough. I did not know that. But if they are going to axe it, they're going to wait until the 60th anniversary.
Which I hope they will.
Yeah. But,
I hope they will leave it so that there's a possibility it could return, because I need that role. Otherwise, I might as well just quit drum school now, because what is the point? That's a joke. I do want to be an actor, because that's like what I want.
But mostly
Doctor Who.
There's loads of people being like, can I join? Or
we might as well let some other people join.
Yeah, as long as they've got, like, presence. We can't be having...
Yeah, it would be, like, interesting to... Because these people don't, like... Some people don't run anything Doctor Who related, like an account or anything like that. It would be good to just hear what people who just like to sit down and watch the show have to say.
I'll tell you what we should do.
Yeah?
We should do a live episode on Doctor Who now. Because you can do live streams with up to 4 people now. So what we could do is we could invite people on and talk to them for a bit.
Yeah.
And then just release the audio of the live stream. Obviously edited down.
That's a really interesting thing